Alright, we are back from our break, and I believe Leva had a spell that she wanted to learn.
Stone skin.
Alright. Let's go ahead and roll your chance to learn. Oh, yeah. Yep, you got that.
Okay.
And the number of pages.
What's that again?
Level -1 plus 1d6.
D6. I forgot the rest.
4
Jesus.
minus 1 plus 1d6.
The spell's level, -1, plus
Okay.
a roll of 1d6. Might want to put that, like, in your...
I did.
Okay.
I was totally in the wrong place right now. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Alright, 5 pages, not too bad. Pretty good, actually.
The higher spells use less and less pages. It's
They're
not
all-
the only one. It's not the only one.
It's all compact in technical terms.
So, just to make it clear, if Leva stays, and if if you want to have her cast Stone Skin, you better have the ingredients ready. She's not going to spend 1,000 gold just to cast Stone Skin on someone.
Is it diamond dust?
Yep.
Would the gems that we've got not qualify?
Well, you'd have to powder them.
Yeah, it's not dust.
Oh yeah, that diamond's pretty hard to smash apart.
No, actually, diamond is pretty easy to pulverize.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, real quick story. My geology teacher, professor in college, told a story about his wife, who had a diamond wedding ring, cutting just cutting something like vegetables on a cutting board, and he's in the other room, and hears like basically this cry of despair, rushes in and finds that she had basically hit the diamond ring at just the right angle on the cutting board for it to shatter. So
I guess the wedding's off then. If he had a sense of humor.
So basically, like, diamond can cut lots of things, but it's also fairly fragile if you hit it just right. I mean, that's the thing. That's how most gem cutting actually is. You're cleaving off sections at just the right point, and then polishing. So, all right. So you've got your Phlogiston map up here, so you can kind of see the trip itself. You are, of course, in Panopus space down here.
Oh, at least we only had to go to Worm space and then Brawl space. It's not like we had to go all the way through, like, Fern and Realm space or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so, 12 days have passed in the Crystal Sphere, and now you are in the Phlogiston.
Excellent.
I think we should leave stuff here. We just got to decide on what, because it might come up be useful if we know how to get back here. If we put several items.
Don't think Rift in the Wild space.
If we put several items here, the odds are one of them will stay around.
How would you know which one stood around?
Well, you just have to keep using it until we find one that works with a device.
All right, Alt.
Yep.
I'm assuming Higgimus knows how the this isn't Wild space. This is
a Phlogiston.
How do items, like if I were to chunk something over outside the air sphere or whatever it is, our
air envelope,
would the item necessarily stay there, or would it flow away?
Things definitely move in the Phlogiston. Even the crystal spheres move. The only things that are known to, so far as anyone knows, not move are the flow beacons that are on some routes that no one really knows who created them. And it's not even known for sure whether they move or not, that they don't move. It's just no one has ever noticed them, like, taken a route that there's supposed to be one, and it's not there. So, And so yes, things move. Whether they move much or little depends a lot on the local conditions, and that is essentially impossible to say.
I have a question.
Yep.
All those things that kept pelting us while we were in Panopa space, would we be able to use those bits to detect the clouds they came from?
Well, you don't know the full capabilities of this device. What you know for sure is that you can hunt down a person if you have a personal possession of theirs.
Yeah. Well, what Braxon suggests is we keep, if you guys want to come back here, that you keep some of the debris that we got, just in case it can lead you back to those clouds, and by extension, the crystal sphere.
We don't know if it tracks.
I know you don't, but if you get rid of it, you've got rid of it. If you keep it and you try it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No, I was thinking of those spell waivers and those items. We can use some of those items to find the corpses of the spell waivers, presuming the corpse is still around.
You think that Diavos would have kept
he
those
would have got rid
corpses
of
intact?
The potion? It's a personal item of his. We'd have to not use one of the potions of healing. That would work, though.
Are you really sure that's a personal item? Like, the thing that you
Great.
had this work with was, like, an actual personal item. It was a possession, something that they gave to someone else that meant a lot to the first person.
Yeah.
We should have taken the Shakti.
Well, this thing could be used for other things. If we ever have another fetch mission, or find the dwarf that rode off type of thing. We've had a couple of those type of missions. I will explain that while we could possibly throw out something Lafdul for us to track, odds are is that the item will move away. Things flow out in the phlogiston.
I don't think we really need to find this space again.
There's that too.
But if we've just flown around Panopa space, we could just collect minerals over time.
Yes, but I think some of us want to go back to Brawl after this adventure.
Well, yeah, we're going to go back to Brawl, but it's far out. We might be able to get more stuff from Forge Space if I remember right.
Well, it's 2 crystal spheres away, but there's not much of any use here, apart from the
Rhaegar himself.
Apart from Rhaegar himself.
And the Rhaegar may not like us coming back while it's not finished.
He never said we couldn't visit this place. He just doesn't want us telling. If we found out how to get here by our own initiative, he'd probably be a bit bemused by it.
I think we'll leave that for another day. For now, we should keep going.
The one thing I will do is set up the funeral for the sailors.
All right.
Didn't you want to identify things, Higgimus?
Yes, we can do that as well along the way.
Can we do that in the Phlogiston?
The Phlogiston.
Yeah.
Phlogiston!
The place of flogging.
Blah 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 blah.
Yes, you can do funerals in the Phlogiston. I mean, like I said earlier, if you're 3 weeks into a multi-month trip through the Phlogiston, you're not going to keep a corpse around. Because, real fast, things do not rot in the Phlogiston when they're outside of an air envelope. If they're in an air envelope, a big air envelope, they will rot. They will absolutely rot. It's when
people will eat less if it stinks.
Well, they will not perform very well either.
Let's just do the funeral as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay. All right. You perform the funeral rites and release the bodies into the void, and continue on.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll bundle up their effects as well.
Okay.
Some of them might want stuff sent back to relatives when we get back to Brow.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
everyone includes like, you know, do this with my personal possessions, give my pay to so and so, that sort of thing. So
They write a will.
yeah, essentially, because
Yeah.
everyone knows that they're signing on for dangerous things, and this is kind of something that I mentioned after a session. Another reason why I don't name all the crew is because many of them come along for a trip. They get their payout, they're done, they go off and they like, you know, start a family. They go do something a little bit safer. They use that money as seed money for a business or to actually, you know, get a nicer residence or something like that. So
Our crew is like 90% red shirts.
well, but that's what crew are in this type of game. But the big thing is like any kind of, you know, like the longer you stay on a ship like this with a very dangerous mission without basically getting your full payout and retire, the more chance you're not coming back and you're not going to be able to use that. So that's one of the, you know, oftentimes when you get back to Brawl, you're losing like 75% of them and having to hire new.
And the amount of money the crew gets, it's quite a bit.
Right, and that's the thing.
Comparatively to do a other type of job.
Right, so if you were just running cargo from Brawl Space up to Gray Space, yeah, you would probably have the same crew for many, many runs. But the fact that, you know, you're basically high risk, high reward type thing. So, anyway, you go ahead and complete the funerals and get going back down the flow river that led you to Panopa Space in the first place.
Right.
Right.
I'm assuming I have all this charted up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too hard. You knew where you entered, and you got out at the same place, and you're taking the same river back.
I will donate to Leva the pearl needed for her identify.
Okay, so you're gonna do some identification. What items are you gonna start with?
It's like we identified all the stuff from the pirates. So let's start with the white wooden wand with a silver cap.
One that you have a good idea of what it already does?
Yeah, it's like Wand of
Did
Code.
we? Is that one cold?
Yeah, it did the counter code us.
Oh, okay. So let's start with
it's still useful. I mean, number one, you'll
we're going to get through all this, so let's just start with that.
Yeah. All right.
I have plenty of pearls.
And see if it's got any... It might have a command word written on it, just in case. Anything on it?
It does not have a command word written on it.
It's a shame none of us heard the caster. I think
We could
Ockar
have asked
does.
the
Which is
I was right there when he
interesting.
casted it. I mean, did I even say
hit by
anything?
it, but...
Hold on a second, guys.
It's especially interesting because those creatures didn't have mouths.
Oh. It must be thought activated.
Or they have another way of doing it. Anyway, alright, so let me...
Are there buttons on that wand?
No.
Does anything move on the wand, or is it just completely like a stick? So
It is... So it is a made of white wood, and it's white wood as opposed to painted wood.
So is it elm or something? Is it white elm?
You're not sure. You don't have agriculture, and I didn't write that down anyway, so it's white wood. And it's got silver caps on either end.
It's clearly mahogany.
Yes, exactly. Totally mahogany. Alright, so, Leva, you are 8th level, so let me go ahead and see what we got. Alright, so, Leva, first thing is that it reveals to you that it can create a storm of hail or sleet in an area.
Oh, ice storm.
The identify further reveals that it can create a wall of ice. And further, it can create a zone of cold projecting forth from the tip of the wand.
Kind of cold.
Yeah.
And finally, it reveals that it has a small number of charges remaining.
Yeah, ice storm, wall of ice, and
we can't recharge wands in this edition, can we?
You can recharge wands.
No,
It's
some
just
wands
that
can be recharged.
usually you have to be, number one, you have to be able to cast spells that it can use. Number two, you have to generally be able to create magic items in the first place.
Could I figure out with spellcraft whether I can think of command words? Of the command words?
You will need to do research.
Okay.
That's why I haven't done research on my wand until I get some money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got these disc, metal disc.
All right, hold on a second. I'm just making some notes of something. All of the discs are fairly similar in appearance, although one of them is smaller than the others, as if you're kind of reminded of a coin that's been shaved.
Oh, I will cast Detect Magic, and I suppose Lever would as well. Because this is what we normally do when we do these identifications. I got 60, I don't know what yours is.
Okay.
We actually do the detect magic before we do the identify.
I mean, I think you did some detect magic back when you were picking this stuff up, but I'm not sure.
I don't think we wrote
I
it.
don't have the descriptions.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it, because we don't have any of them down.
Gotcha. Okay, in that case, let me see.
Helps to know which items are magical.
That is true. Okay. So for the wand, Leva does not reveal anything, and Lafdul, elemental water and weather.
Not air. Mm.
Water and what?
Weather.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. Next item, you wanted to do the discs.
Yes, please. Are each one of these a separate item, or?
Well, like
all
I
fit
said, one of
together?
them is smaller than the other two, and it reminds you of a coin that's been shaved. You know what that is in real life, right?
Sounds
Yeah,
coin clipping.
Yeah, coin clipping, essentially. It's when coins
a
were made
valuable
of
component.
precious metals, you would shave off a little bit of the edges, and you keep doing that on every coin you get, and you get a little pile of gold or silver, and then you can melt that down, and you have silver, and then, in general, if someone doesn't notice that the coin has been shaved, they'll accept it as the full value, even though it doesn't hold the full value of the precious metal anymore.
Mm.
So
That's why they put milling on coins, isn't it?
Right. The coin is noticeably. I mean, not the coin. The disc is notably smaller than the others, and it just reminds you of a coin that's been shaved. All three of them are shimmery discs. They're metal, of some metal that none of you are familiar with, and they slowly transition through the shades of the rainbow, basically, through the spectrum. So Leva casts Identify on one of them, and it reveals that it is a device for storing magical energy.
Oh, so you can store like a spell in there.
Probably arcane, but
Could I?
You don't know. I mean, that's what they... You would probably have to do experimentation with that. Try to figure out what it does.
I will do that, but I don't think where we are right now.
Maybe store a spell that wouldn't accidentally kill a crew member.
That's
you
something to
assume
think of
it's
later.
just always going to kill a crew member.
Alright, next.
Was that all 3 of them, or?
They're basically all the same, so it's
Okay.
not unreasonable to assume that they're all the same.
Okay. Large gold braided ring with
And real
greenstone.
fast, I will tell you that when you came into the place, you did notice each and every one of those 6-armed creatures had one of these on their belt. When you went back through, you only found 3. There were 6 creatures in the first place.
So they are
Consumed.
consumables.
Just try and look at a way of replicating them.
Large gold braided ring with greenstone.
Let me find it in my list. Hold on a second. That was the greenstone one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. Alright. So, first with the Detect Magic, Leva does not see, detect any... I mean, she detects magic, but she isn't able to tell what it is. And neither is Lafdul.
Cool.
So, all they know is that it's magic. So, with Identify... Leva, you discover that this ring is designed to hold spells and allow the wearer to then cast them at a later date.
Another item that does that.
It's almost like these
You're the-
wizards want to hold more spells than they can normally memorize.
Nah, they would never do that. So, you're talking about spells in the plural. So, is it several spells or just one?
That's what you got?
Probably a certain amount from a certain spell level. The higher level spells, less it can store, probably. Because spell weavers were using from a spell pool rather than...
You don't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Black cloak with white claw clasp.
Alright, let me find that in my list. Okay. So let's see. With Detect Magic... Leva, that radiates alteration magic. And Lafdul, you can't tell. With Identify... that is a robe that's designed to offer protection from swords and bludgeoning weapons, like cutting and bludgeoning weapons.
Is it a cloak or a robe?
It's a cloak, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was listed as cloak and you said robes or something.
Yeah, no, I misspoke.
That's one of the few magical cloaks we've actually found.
Yeah, sounds nice.
Give me a second to update my information here. Give me just a second.
Probably have to give it to Leva. She just can't wear armor.
Yeah, generally.
Okay.
ready?
Just about. I'm just copying the information in. I make little notes so that I know. I try to know whether you've like identified things and not.
What items a party have that they've totally not forgotten about?
Stuff like that. Okay, next.
Red gold ring. I should say it was rose gold, and redstone.
I think you wrote down rose gold. I put it down as red gold.
Oh, okay, red gold. Never mind.
I didn't
I think
realize.
I remember somebody describing it like that then.
Yeah, I probably input it as rose. Suggested that it would be rose. What else could be?
I don't know.
Red.
I don't know gold. Like gems, I've looked up. Gold, I have not. I just know that they can be colored.
Copper and gold.
It doesn't matter. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a reddish tint to pure gold. Otherwise, things can be magical like that. That does not detect as magical.
Oh, that's not magical.
Really? Yeah.
All right. Staff bound in green and blue metal.
All right.
So those creatures just liked bling, huh? Or maybe it ran out of power.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it could be actually.
All right, let me find it another way. I had printed out all the stats for the fights, so I was going through that. But that might be easier. Just do a search through my notes. Okay, so that Leva radiates necromancy, and Lafdul, you can't tell.
Oh, I want to know what's necromantic or healing.
And as you attempt to identify it, you realize that your identify spell has run out.
I'll supply another pearl if Leva's willing.
Okay.
What else we got left to identify, though?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's not that many items left. In fact, there's no items. According to that list you got.
Well, I mean, you could always go back and identify other things. Re-identify or something like that. Okay, so, that is... That can cure disease. You continue to identify it. That can cure blindness. And the identification then fails to identify anything further other than it has a moderate number of charges remaining.
Does that mean that there's more to it?
There was more, but she was not able to identify it further.
Okay.
I think that one is for Lafdul, probably. That staff.
Probably.
You're
Nice.
crazy, aren't you?
Yeah, apparently.
So they say.
Sometimes he's a priest, sometimes he's a thief. You know, it's hard to get them apart.
How much do we know that you are a thief as well as a priest?
I'm just good at opening traps and being stealthy.
He probably refers to himself as a troubleshooter or something like that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have an endless number of clones like certain troubleshooters. You got it!
Yeah, I got it, yeah.
See, I was thinking MacGyver, so... Yeah.
I'll have to watch the show again with the commentary on to understand that joke.
What
I mean,
do you definitely have some more?
should we try to identify those bottles that we got a little bit so we know exactly what it just says? We just got told they are powerful healing.
I then told you that
Extra
they're
healing.
potions of extra healing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, we got 2 of those.
Was there anything we were unsure of yet? Wait 1 second here.
Did we identify that magical siege weapon?
The ballista that you have on your ship?
Yeah,
we
we
have
knew
that
it was
one.
magical.
Yeah, it has
Did we
increased
figure out?
range.
Oh,
See here, we got can she try to identify that saber again?
she hasn't gone up.
Saber has a gold guard and
Yeah,
blade
she went up a level,
composed
didn't
of
she?
an alloy of silver and steel.
No,
Steel and silver.
she has not gone up a level.
Okay, so she can't try to get that one again.
No, you need to go up a level. Now, if there's other things that you failed at from a previous level, or things that I mean, because you can do identify on an item that you've been using that you know has charges, and that may that'll give you an idea of how many charges it has remaining.
Yep, I want to do that. Let me see it on the wand of magic missiles. I want to know how many charges are left.
probably a good idea.
Cool.
You've had that for ages.
And you use it quite often.
You need to find a way of charging that.
Do you
There's still some left from the last identify spell.
Right. Yes. Do you
Okay.
did you write down how many what I told you last time? The number what it said about charges?
What, his mother or whatever?
Moderate. For this wand, I have nothing.
Okay.
I didn't write down.
It has a minor number of charges remaining.
Okay.
Probably less than 20.
I guess we will see.
All right. Anything else? Anything that you suspect may have been misidentified or something like that? Things are doing something that you weren't expecting? Anything like that?
Not that she's gone up in a level yet to be able to go back over it.
Okay.
I'm a bit dubious about that ring that prevents unnatural. What was it, drowning and withering? That seems dubious to me.
I mean, you can also try identifying things that you think are non-magical.
We've got to that magic. Oh, you can try identifying that ring that's not magical, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
You can identify something that's not magical.
Well,
yeah, it just might resist.
It'll either fail or it'll tell you something. So.
It might
Alright,
tell
let's
us
do that.
what the item was, maybe.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So the red gold ring.
Yes, please.
Okay. In fact, that does reveal some information. This apparently is a ring that is magical, that is designed to cancel out the power of other magical items.
Ooh.
Oh,
Cursed. Or... Oh no, we won't know if it's cursed. Well, it wouldn't make sense for them just to hold it. Cancel out. So... How the hell would you use that?
Well, obviously you have to wear it. It's a ring.
Oh, yeah, you wear it to cancel out any effects you've got on you that you don't want on anymore. So it's like a
Might
ring of
be that.
dispelling.
But it might also absorb spells that get targeted at you.
What if you cast a mirror image and wear the ring?
Old.
Mhm.
You said cancel out the power of other magical items, right?
I believe that's what I said, yeah?
Items.
items.
Spells
So,
don't count as items then.
I reckon that if you put it on, if you wear it, then all of your magical items will lose their magical. What's the word?
Oh.
Lose their
So if you
magic.
got a cursed item, you could put that ring on to remove it.
Yeah, but it's probably not selective on one single item.
Yeah, so take everything else off apart from the one item you can't remove.
As Tom Brown says, you find out it's cursed when you try to use it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lafdul, feel free to try it.
On the other hand, I will tell you that a cursed item will never, ever, ever reveal that it is cursed to identify. You know this.
Yeah, that would be dumb.
This is normal. You're not going to be
But
able
the
to
cursed
identify
items
a
still
magic
radiate
item.
magical.
Oh, well, they may. I mean, it depends on what's going on with the item.
Yeah, curse items appear to be something else. Otherwise, you'd never use them.
We got this ring off the corpse that they were wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe they put it on by accident and couldn't take it off anymore.
Did they have any other magical items on that one, Old?
That one, no. None of them had more than one magic item other than the metal discs. You do not remember if that one that you got that ring off of had one of the metal discs because you weren't paying that much attention.
Could this be an item we could research?
Sure, you can always research magic items.
To at least narrow it down to, well, possibilities.
I mean, you can also do things like find someone to cast legend lore or find a bard or something like that, see if they know anything.
I'd like to take one of the discs and try to, how can I say, to cast detect magic in a way that maybe that disc can actually take it up. Not detect magic to detect magic on the disc.
You want to store it in it.
Yes.
Yeah, you focus the power into the disc, essentially.
You definitely cannot do that. Maybe when you become high enough level to create magic items, you might figure out a way to do that, but you definitely cannot do that now.
Pity.
Oh, I'm, wow, 1 level, no, 2 levels away.
What about that ring? Hold spells, the large gold braided ring.
Do you want to put it on?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
All right,
Nothing at all.
Slip that ring on, and instantly
Lose all
into your
spells.
mind comes knowledge. And that knowledge is that this ring has the ability to cast Featherfall, first level wizard spell, Shield, first level wizard spell, Blur, second level wizard spell, and Ivard's Black Tentacles, fourth level wizard spell, once they've been stored in it. Currently, the only thing stored in it is Featherfall.
Nice.
You also learn instantly, this information is just in your head the second you put it on. As long as the spells are stored in it, anyone can cast those.
I let the others know.
Oh, that'd be useful for a non-spellcaster.
Give me a spellcraft check, please.
Would they have to have the aptitude to learn to cast spells, like a ranger or paladin?
Nope.
I've got spellcraft.
Yeah, you've heard of this sort of magic before. It's called a ring of spell storing.
Ah, okay.
I've got a spell that allows me to do that, but not
you get you just know this stuff by wearing this. The spells need to be stored in the ring, but then anyone wearing the ring can then use those spells. However, that does then use up that spell, and it needs to be cast into the ring again.
That makes sense. Would you mind telling me those spells again? Featherfall?
Featherfall, which is currently in the ring. That can be cast right now. Shield, Blur, and Ivard's Black Tentacles.
I think I know Blur, don't I?
And So you get a basic. I'm pretty sure Ivard's Black Tentacles is in one of the spell books that I gave you at some point. I don't think you've learned it. But that does sound a lot like one of the things that affected Viradra in the fight back on the back in Panopa space.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, Ivard's Black Tentacles. One of the new spell books. But I haven't learned it yet.
Okay.
That could allow anyone to do spellcasting in the middle of a fight. Providing we can afford to pay for the spells to be back into the ring.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. And Leva might be able to do it herself.
I mean, Leva can definitely do. I mean, if she knows any of those spells, she can definitely do it.
Okay. Cool.
I know Featherfall. I have not learned Blur. What was the other one?
Shield, which
Shield?
I imagine you have.
No, probably not.
Oh.
I got Chaos Shield, but that's not the same.
But I've had something happen in real life, so I may have to drop out. I don't know.
Okay.
It's unlikely at the moment, but
Alright, hopefully not.
yeah.
Alright, well, those items have been identified.
Cool.
Anything else that you want to do on the trip along the lines of identification, or use up any of the remaining charges of this identify spell?
Alt's asked us a bunch of times.
Well, no, just because before I get rid of the die that I use to keep track of it, it's...
Oh, okay.
Do you want to do it?
I don't have anything.
Okay. I
Did
mean,
someone say about...
Lafdul was talking about an item that he was suspicious of, so...
Yeah, did someone say about identifying the magic weapon we've got? The ship weapon.
Yeah, but you already know what that does.
Right, fair enough.
Alright, last call.
For that ring, sorry, I'm preoccupied.
Just
so
do
there's
that
stuff
ring.
going on.
Right, I'm not sure
No,
what
Lafdul's
ring. I'm
talking
not sure what ring he's talking about exactly.
The one that prevents unnatural withering and dehydration, I think.
Leva has not gone up a level since the last time that got identified.
Oh, alright. I don't know otherwise.
Okay. Alright, that's good. Alright, so a couple days pass in the Phlogiston. Go ahead and give me a carpentry check, Braxon.
Oh! Fingers crossed this will work.
Do all the carpentry.
Couple days, sorry.
Yeah, 2 days. Because you were 12 days, so this is 14 days.
Yeah, no. Keep checking.
Dun dun dun.
Right,
Oh, that's a good roll.
You repaired another hull point.
So we are now on. Where are you? We're now on 62 hull points out of 70.
Okay.
So another 8 weeks before Braxton gets his social life back.
I mean, you're not spending literally every moment of your time on this.
Oh no. And we now have 11 hull points of wood left. So our margin of error is 3 failed rolls.
Okay. All right. Anything else that people are planning to do on the trip?
Yeah, Braxton wants to take a survey of the ship and see if there's anything he could do to give people barriers to hide behind and stuff. See if he can work out what changes we might need to make to the ship.
Well, the railing, the what you have on the ship already basically would count as, let me see, where is it? If people are choosing to actually use it as cover, you do get 25% cover on the, just by default, if they're, like, actively, standing up, shooting, ducking back down, standing up, shooting, ducking back down kind of thing, then they'll have cover. But that's not helping in melee, obviously. However, you need really high cover to get any real benefit from, like, an area of effect spell.
Yeah. Braxon's just thinking about there's been some crew deaths.
Yeah.
And he's sort of a bit upset about that, and he just wants to see if there's stuff that could be done in the future.
You would have to increase. Basically, you'd have to increase the cover value of the railings and the sides of the ship, but that might negatively impact the crew's ability to then get arrows off or narrow down their field of fire or something like that.
Yeah.
Trade-offs.
Yep.
Ald? Higgimus, during his spare time, will write a memoir about this whole adventure that we've been on.
Okay.
I think Braxon might also bring this up when we have a meal.
With his relatively newfound ability to write. Actually, he's had it for many months now at this point, I think. If not a full year. All right.
How I Blew Things Up. The autobiography of Higgimus.
So, another day, another week passes in the Phlogiston. So, give me another carpentry check, Braxon.
You can do it! You can't do it!
Well, it depends.
You should be quiet about that.
What do you need?
It's the dice has gone behind lever. I can't see what it was.
It's on the numbers.
Yeah, it literally hasn't come up for me yet.
16.
16. I've got 6 there from before. Come on.
Before you had a 4. Just check your character sheet and tell me what you need.
Oh, yeah. I need I don't think it's a 16. I think it's 40. Right, carpentry. 16.
Okay, you repaired another hull point.
Why hasn't it come up for me?
I don't know.
Bruce.
It can be laggy at times.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe it's your internet connection.
Whoa, no, it's letting me change the points in the character sheet. Right, and I've got to go on our document. Change this down to 10 hull points.
I mean, you can just write it down on a sheet of paper and then do a mass change at the end. Or if a...
No, I'm doing it as I go along, so I don't forget.
Okay. Unless anyone has anything else they want to do, another week is going to pass.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, Braxon might have a chat with the rest of the party over dinner.
Okay, about
his concerns about crew deaths.
Well, yeah. There's been times I think in the future, one of the things we need to do is if we're fighting a dragon, the crew probably just needs to be inside after they fired the heavy weapons, as opposed to being on deck with us. The breath weapons just too damaging. And then, if you mention the thing about the cover, Higgimus say, well, that's fine, but we need to have it so that the crew can still fire if it's a boarding action.
I'm wondering if I might be able to make some sort of movable thing. I'll have to have a think about that. I might be able to make something that we can, something like battlements that we can either put up or pull down.
Well, keep in mind that you don't have a whole lot of open deck space on your ship, so there's not a whole lot of space to move things like that, and at the same time, there's, that's a lot of extra time and effort. So you could certainly do that, but it would have to be something that, would be used in such a situation as, all right, the thing is getting to us in 3 minutes. We're safe until then. We have time to set this up. If not, then, if something's on you right away, then it's already going to be too late, generally.
We might be able to make things that work like shutters.
Is this flavor stuff, or is this you want mechanic, Braxon?
It's I want to find ways that we don't get loads of crew members dead. So I'm also thinking of our general tactics, if there might be some ways we can change the way we fight and stuff.
Well, the best way to prevent you from having loads and loads of crew deaths is to just go out and splurge and hire, 5th level fighters.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, you would still probably have loads of crew deaths to, a fireball, but you would have substantially fewer crew deaths from, say, Umber Hulks.
I do appreciate the idea of you want to prevent the deaths of the crew. I mean, if you want to, we can hire more experienced crew going forward. But I mean, we've come across a lot of dangerous things, Braxon, and we're not going to be able to save everyone. I mean,
I'm just feeling frustrated.
This is the reality.
Well, I know we go out there and we're doing a dangerous job, and it's just some of the things we've done. We've gone and we fought slavers, and that's been dangerous, but we've been rescuing people, and here we are. We've gone and found the hidden playground of a Rygar and nearly roasted ourselves to death and froze ourselves to death, and a lot of people died, and
Yeah, I feel for you.
I know we got money out of it, but I don't sort of feel. I don't feel like we've done a good job, if you know what I mean. It feels like a Pyrrhic victory.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but this is part and parcel of being on a what would you call it? Explorer Adventures ship.
Yeah,
adventurous.
It's a very dangerous job, even more so than what would be like a normal Navy ship. We're going to places we're encountering monsters and all sorts of terrible things.
I understand that. No, it's just some of the adventures we've done. We've made Brow safe. We've caught monsters that were trying to seduce women that were going to get married to make them murder their husband, that sort of thing. It just feels like we've achieved a lot of things with less risk, and this feels like a lot of risk. The last thing we've done, a lot of risk for a guy telling us he doesn't want us to tell anyone where he is.
Oh, well, I'm writing a memoir about this whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
He kind of seen to people not being able to find where this place is now, so I'm not too worried about that. So this is.
I mean, the other thing we did.
We found something extraordinary.
Well, the thing we did just before this, I suppose, was a lot more important. We rescued those elves. That was very important. So, I guess that's a trade-off.
Yeah.
I know. I just feel like we got a lot of good people here, and we could be achieving something good for the universe. And that Rygar just felt like a rich artist.
Well, it was just one of those things.
Yeah. Maybe I won't bother looking for Rygar in the future.
Maybe.
This adventure was much, much crazier than we ever expected getting into.
Was what?
I feel like this adventure was much, much crazier than we ever expected to get ourselves into on this. Since I think we kind of expected it to go like the pirate treasure thing. Just follow the map and find a whole bunch of cool items.
Well, I mean, it was a explorers type of thing. I'm sorry all of you feel that way, but
well, I don't. I mean, I think part of it part of it is a case of, I mean, you never know what you're going to get into when you start off on an adventure in general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
and that's fine.
Yeah.
I just want to see if we can tip things so that we can mitigate the risks and rewards for the crew as well as for us.
We could just stay all the time, and we'd never put any crew at risk.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is we've done things before, like rescuing slaves. We've risked people's lives and we've rescued slaves. That's made lots of people's lives better.
We lost quite a few crew there as well.
I know we did, but what I'm saying is on that occasion, well, 2 occasions we've took on slavers, and I felt great both times because we've risked a lot of lives, but we've rescued a lot of people from a horrendous fate. And this, we've rescued an artist.
An artist and his bodyguards.
Yeah, the bodyguards. I'm glad we rescued the bodyguards.
Actually, I think you're wrong, because we rescued a whole sphere.
Yeah,
A sphere with only one real habitable place in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suppose in the future it might be a habitable sphere, so there might be some people get to live there one day.
Once he gets this whole paradise thing figured out and doesn't accidentally bring danger.
And someone needed to rescue him, so I'm not saying I'm completely unhappy with the situation.
And we did a bunch of exploring. Went someplace where,
Yeah,
I dare say, I don't know.
And we ended up with a new sort of ally?
yeah. I'm just thinking, before you said you didn't want to work with the Pots before, and I know that guy was an idiot, but I'd like to do something like that again sometime.
Well,
If we get
we'll
a chance.
have more contracts in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, not everything's going to fill your belly with a warm, tingly feeling.
No, that's true.
All right.
all right, well, continue working on the ship, and another week passes, and you get another opportunity to roll for carpentry check.
Oh, sorry. Let's give this a go. Oh, that's less than 16.
Yep, that's good. All right, you repaired another whole point.
What is our whole point situation at the moment?
64 out of 70.
So we just need to repair 6 more hull points.
Yep.
Okay. The beginning of the next week is again uneventful. But on the 26th day, you drop out of spelljamming speed to see ahead of you a very large school of colorful fish-like creatures. They have 3-way radial symmetry, so rather than normal fish have 2-way symmetry, these have 3-way.
Is it flowfish?
Yes, they do appear to be flowfish. They appear to be nibbling on a large patch of flowweed.
Yeah, let's work with Lafdul and try to catch some.
Lafdul would like to fish them, he says.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I have.
Who's
Got
on
something else
duty?
I can't sort that out.
This is late in the first shift.
I've got fishing net on my character sheet, like 20 foot of it.
After last time, the ship, we purchased a lot of fishing equipment for if we came across a bunch of these flowfish again.
So let's do some fishing.
So let's try to get some of these fish.
Okay.
However, I don't suppose you've got a fly spell, do you? You don't happen to have a fly spell memorized, do you?
Yes, I do.
You cast it on
Because
someone
I've-
other than me and Ockar can both fly. So cast on someone else who can also contribute.
Well, who is awake?
I mean,
that's
everyone can
Higgimus, Ockar, and I.
Anyone can be woken up pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right. Higgimus, do you want to fish? Do you want to fly?
I will. I will ask our crew to wake up Lafdul and the others, or let them know. And that would be great, Leo.
Okay. I cast a fly spell on you.
All right,
How big is a flowfish?
What about your spell resistance?
The flowfish are of different sizes, but these are you guess that they're about salmon-sized.
Right.
I will ask if Lafdul and Ockar can help me use this fishing net we have from the ship. It's 100 feet worth of fishing net. So it's a wide net. So if we can wide catch these fish, that'd be awesome.
I can only help for like 10 minutes before. After that time, I don't know how long my flying will last.
Leva, you cast fly on Higgimus, and it fizzles.
Well, sorry about that.
It's okay.
But nothing happens?
Yeah,
no, it wasn't a wild surge, it was his magic resistance.
Oh god, Higgimus.
Would I know if my...
Okay.
Would a dust devil help me? Because it can fly.
It might. You aren't really sure.
I'm going to start casting it.
Might be able to try and herd them a little bit.
Yeah, no. Anything will help. I'm casting dust devil. It takes 2
I have a
rounds
bright
to cast.
idea. Maybe
2 rounds. Maybe.
Lafdul. What you could do is you could take my horn blasting. I'll point out the power word on, and I'll say you can blast this out the fish, and that might shock them all to death or something.
Well, hang on. Are they in our air envelope?
Not yet.
No, we're just going to stun them and just collect them up.
Well, I mean,
you need to wait till we get close enough to them to stun them.
Yeah, obviously. Okay. The point is that he's coming up with an idea, a plan.
No, that's a good idea. I like that idea.
Can Braxon lasso a fish with the magic rope?
You're one fish. We're talking about catching like tens of fish.
Lafdul?
One fish at a time.
What you said about flying, I give you the ring of, what was it? Spell storage. And I tell you there's a feather fall in there. So if you find yourself falling, you can invoke that.
Yeah. Wow. Can I? Well, it would slow down my descent.
How
would you fall, though? I mean,
I would just slowly fall rather than just go straight down.
Mm-hmm. It's
because I'm still within the gravity of the ship, so I'm just going to go straight down.
So the rate of falling is instantly changed.
Real fast. Hold on. You're getting a little bit ahead of yourselves. You are still. You haven't closed with them. You dropped out of spell jamming speed. You can see them ahead. You're planning things out right now. So just you haven't actually moved up and started to try to catch them until you tell me, all right, we've got our plan. We're going to go do it. We're going to execute the plan.
Okay.
What, guys?
We've still got some harpoons.
They're much too small to harpoon.
Okay.
Can we
have the
attach
fishing
nets
net
to harpoons?
Real quick, guys. We can use the flitter to get close, so we won't scare the school away.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to pilot the flitter? Veradra?
I'll ask if she'd be willing to do it. Yes.
I will point out that you never actually confirmed that there was a helm on there.
Oh.
Really?
I thought we did.
Nope. No one ever said anything about checking to see if there was a helm on there.
Is there a helm on there?
There is. It's a minor helm.
Okay. All right. I thought we did that because I wrote down that we had.
Oh, the joy in your voice, Auld.
Well, it's just because, I mean,
it's assumed.
Yeah. No one actually asked what it had on it.
Yeah, you might sit down and find it's a life jammer.
No, it's a minor helm.
Yeah.
I was just teasing you guys a little bit there.
I have written down minor helm, so I thought at some point we had talked about that.
I don't think so, but I don't know. Whatever.
I have it written down, so.
Okay.
But,
Right, but I mean, you had a minor helm already.
I have a second minor helm.
All right. I don't know.
Written down.
I don't recall saying it. So anyway, I was just teasing you guys. All right, so you want to use the flitter?
Yes, so it won't scare the fish as much.
Yeah,
as a huge thing. Approach it.
Well, still a huge thing to them.
Less so.
That might work.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
All right, so here's a couple ideas for everybody. One, we attach the net with rigging out from the flitter, and we do a run by to see how many we can catch that way with the 100-foot fishing net. Or we get kind of close and we have Lafdul and Ockar get close to it and try to use their net. How do we want to approach one or the other? Or if you have another, do you? Or if we want to do have Lafdul blast them with the horn blast.
I was.
Lafdul might be distracted.
Yeah, Lafdul's getting distracted. Anybody else?
Well, you want a hand?
I was running ideas out there.
Yeah, I want to lasso a fish.
You're going to just try to lasso one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would want us to do a run by with the flitter, all right?
I mean, he can be
on.
We're talking about different spells like ice storm and stuff like that. I didn't know he had to leave. I have fireball, but I don't know whether that's of any use.
Well, I'll just try
fireball them. They're pre-cooked.
Don't use fireball, please.
Okay.
Can you tone down
the phlogiston?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Notice me not saying anything there.
All right. So, which do we want to do? Do we want to have Lafdul try to use my horn of blasting when you go out there, use the horn, and then see how many fish you can get that way, or do we want to fly by with the flitter?
Can we do more than one thing?
You can try more than one thing.
If we have the flitter go around the back of them and use the horn of blasting, that might drive them past the main ship.
I'm not exactly sure how far the horn of blasting works, so I don't want to get us hit.
You're going to need to be close enough for the air envelope to hit them.
Yeah,
but if they start flying away from the flitter towards our ship, it might hurt the rest of them this way.
I mean, you definitely have to be in. They definitely have to be in the same air envelope as the horn of blasting. It cannot pass beyond the edge of the air envelope.
Same vice versa for that. Okay.
I could make one of you invisible so you can get closer to the group of fish.
Well, we have to get close with the flitter to use its air envelope to use the horn blasting. All right. How about this? We just do the run by with the fishing net with the Braxon. You can try to lasso a fish with your rope.
Mm-hmm.
And if a whole clump of them gets past our fishing net, maybe Lafdul can blast them with the horn blasting.
Okay.
Does that sound like an actionable plan?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll have my dust devil to help with the herding.
All right, let's do that.
Casting that. Well, once I'm on the other ship, I'm all
right, let's action that.
Okay, so Varadra takes on the
question.
She's going to be piloting, I assume. The flutter.
She's got a lightning bolt, is she? AoE.
She's got a lightning.
How's
bolt.
that? But how does that work in the phlogiston?
No.
Does any of us know how? Does any of us know how that works? Rather.
I don't believe any of you have tried using lightning bolt in the phlogiston, or seen it used or anything like that.
But lightning causes fire. Sometimes.
Well,
yeah, only when it impacts something.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
I mean, she's going to be
That's
on
good.
the helm anyway. I mean,
Yeah,
she
I
can still
know.
use it, but
yeah.
she's going to be concentrating on flying it. If you want her on the helm, I mean, you can
I
put someone
will.
else.
Ald.
Yeah.
I will hand her the Spelljammer ring.
Yeah. All right.
Does anyone know the habits of various floatfish? Do I need a crew?
I mean, they
Don't
have
schoolfish.
some ideas, you know, but
No, basically,
these
if
are
I were
just,
to go into
these are
them
just
with like,
feeding on flowweed right now, so
one assumes they can't see in darkness because Floodstone is always eternally bright. That's also another idea. I could have my dagger of darkness. If I suddenly pull that out and they're all suddenly enveloped in darkness, they won't know what to do.
yeah, but that's also 15, what, 15 feet?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty close.
it
Lafdul,
could
are
be
you
like
asking?
another herding technique.
Are you wanting to know the speed of an unladen flowfish?
All right, let's action the
No,
plan. there.
the invisible hornet blasting sounds like a great idea.
Okay, so Varadra is piloting the flitter. Who is holding
Yes.
the other end, or what is holding the other end of the net?
I could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
you're going to go out on Behemoth.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Okay.
This is a new thing.
Did you want to ask Leva
Oh,
for
what-
invisibility if she has it? Lafdul?
Yeah,
Sure, I
she
can
was
do
saying.
Make me invisible.
Well, no,
Well, if you make you
Lafdul,
invisible,
because Lafdul was going to.
then
okay.
the wolf will be visible.
Oh, right, right. Make Lafdul invisible.
Okay. So Leva, are you gonna?
Wait.
All right.
All right, yeah, you can make me invisible because that lasts ages. Though my horn and blasting will suddenly make me visible. I know that. Actually, no, never mind. I'll use it. The idea is to stun them and round them up.
I would need like a globe of invisibility.
Yeah.
Okay. Leva, are you casting that? Are you muted, Leva?
She said BRB.
Oh.
Yeah.
She did say that she had the spell.
Okay. So and she did say that she would cast it.
Yeah,
on you. Okay.
we were
Yeah,
discussing.
So then, yeah,
Cast.
you're
I'm back.
invisible now. All right. You're casting invisibility on Lafdul, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So Lafdul, you are altering self,
Wait.
I assume.
Wait. Can I cast something just before? Because I don't know if my dust devils counted as a hostile action. I mean, I don't think it is. Oh, I'm gonna have to find out.
You could you could cast it first, I suppose.
Yeah, the idea is I would cast it because I'm not certain. That's
Okay.
something we have to experiment on.
All right. So you summon the dust devil. Higgimus gives you the horn of blasting. Everyone gets on the flitter and heads out and sets themselves up. Are you going out there first to blast them with the horn, Lafdul?
Yeah, I suppose a sneak attack with the horn of blasting, then we just round them up really, really quick. The horn of blasting does damage; it kills them. Hopefully, it doesn't shred them to
maybe.
pieces.
The issue is going to be air envelopes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So my
You'll
my
knock out the
original
ones that are
idea.
nearest.
My original idea was that we do a strafing run with the rigging up to the ship and try to catch as many as that way. And then if there's a big group that got away or managed to dodge out of it, you would hit them with a horn of blasting. Was the way.
I'm fine with that. I'm not thinking about this too much, so I'm just going to go with whatever plan you want to suggest.
Okay. All right. So with the rigging, you mean the rigging of the dolphin?
Well, we have a bunch of rope and that sort of thing. Kind of like how they would do fishing nets in real life for like trolling with the fishing nets type of thing.
But with the flitter only with the flitter.
But with the flitter, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then let me do an attack roll for Varadra.
We get Yeldan to shoot down a few because he's good at shooting.
Unfortunately, the ship does seem to be startling the fish. They do seem to be moving away. You're faster in the flitter than they are. So you are able to catch up and get some of them into the air envelope.
Can she fly around in a loop to scare them to some other ship?
She can try. Right now, you've just caught up. Do you want to use the Horn of Blasting, Lafdul?
Do it!
I will defer to Higgimus. If he tells me to, I will.
The plan was if a large group of them get out of the way, for you to use the blasting rod.
I mean, they're like ahead of you. You can
Do it!
Do it if they're in the air envelope.
Yeah, I will go with his suggestion and do it.
Okay. All right. So you say the command word, and I assume
I
you're
fly
going
up to get a
for-
good position.
Yeah. Let's see
if I can. I assume when I'm flying, even though the ship's moving, that I'm stationary, but within the.
Yeah.
Let me know if one's near enough for Braxon to lasso.
Yeah, you can. Give me an attack roll.
Yay.
I assume you're doing the cone. Actually,
Yeah.
The cone would hit the most of them, I believe.
the cone is actually not all that wide at the end.
Oh, that's a miss.
Yep, Braxon, unfortunately, you have missed. Alright, so, Lafdul, you're still going to try to get as many of them as you can with the horn?
Yeah.
Alright, so you put it to your lips. You've taken off and you're flying
Trying
up.
to get a good position.
Okay.
Yeah, real as close as I can.
Alright, so you're not on the deck of the flitter.
No.
Okay.
I know I'll become visible.
Yep, you put it to your lips after saying the command word and give a blow, trying to point it at the group of fish.
Can I try to get my dust devil to round up the corpses, if
Yep.
there's any?
Yep, that's fine.
They're pretty small and light. You just shove them off onto the deck.
However, the sound that comes out of the horn is clearly not correct, and all of a sudden... Whoa! Braxon, I think your cord may be coming loose, because I just got a massive amount of static from you.
Really?
I think it was you.
Oh, okay.
It might have been someone else.
Oh,
I thought someone
that would be
making
trying
noise.
to emulate the sound I was making, sorry.
Okay.
So, Lafdul, the horn explodes in your face.
Wow.
You broke my horn. Higgimus is going to be so upset with you.
How would I know I broke it? I was... How would I have broke it?
You were doing what you were told.
Yeah, I was doing exactly as I was told.
So you try to
I'm
give a
just gonna
great blow, and the sound is not right. It is discordant, and suddenly it just explodes in a wave of sound. Luckily, you're far enough away from the ship that the ship is the flitter is not affected.
It's going to hurt you really bad.
You do stun quite a few of the fish.
Yeah, and Lafdul.
It's going to hurt you really bad. On the
Yeah,
plus
he's
side, it's
got-
not fire damage.
His ring will heal him.
Well,
Does Lancel need to do a saving throw?
No, there's no
No.
save for this.
no, it's
right in
just
his
bludgeoning
face.
damage.
Right in his face. So Lafdul, you take.
I've got 35 hit points. I can take up to 45 damage.
Good, because you took 32 points of damage
Oh god.
as the
Wow.
horn explodes. Just
I go down to 3.
boom.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lafdul's
at least you're alive
practically
and can
down.
fly away.
I think I'd be falling at
And
that much damage.
yeah,
That's
you
more than
you
my entire
are
life.
you were basically sent tumbling backwards. Varadra immediately sets the ship up to try to catch you. Calls out to someone to catch you. Braxon.
I'll yell at Braxon to maybe use your rope.
Damn,
Even
I was-
Ockar that's flying around, he
yeah.
can catch me.
Or,
He's-
yeah, I guess
Ockar will fly down and catch him.
All right, which of you is going to do it? You're
Braxon
gonna
will
do
have a go.
Alright.
We can both go.
Okay, both of you make attack rolls.
Why did it even blow up? Is there a chance of failing?
I'll tell
Or
you.
did
Oh,
I just do it
that's a
wrong?
miss.
1 second.
Oh
Wow,
God!
just let me die, you know.
Oh man. Braxon, you command your rope to go out and try to grab the tumbling Lafdul. He looks dazed, stunned from this blast. While
Ockar drops
Ockar,
Behemoth.
Ockar, you
Ockar dismount.
you turn around. You've got the net with you, and try to swoop in and catch him. Unfortunately, you have managed to tangle all, yourself, Behemoth, Lafdul, and Braxon's rope up all together in the net.
I caught him!
Oh god.
Can Braxon haul the rope in
I
to
caught
get...
him in the net!
You can.
Did you get some fish too?
Yes, there are some fish that did get stunned and caught in there. So you have about a dozen fish as well.
Ugh.
We're
After that,
stuck! Pull us up!
Are
So-
you okay, Lafdul?
just so you guys know, Horn of Blasting has a cumulative chance of exploding with each use.
Oh, and I got
Nice.
very
Oh, no.
lucky.
There was a 4% chance. I rolled a 4.
Oh, for the love of... What's the cumulative gain on it?
2% per use.
We only
Wow.
used it twice!
Yeah, I've only used it twice. Yeah.
He's enjoying this.
I am enjoying this tremendously.
Sad.
This was beautiful.
Poor Lafdul doesn't like Higgimus even more now. I don't care that I
Okay.
broke your toy.
Braxon's gonna
on me.
Braxton's going to pull the net in as quick as possible, so that he can get his rope back and have another go at trying to lasso.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to take a long time to get that the rope untangled from the net and everyone untangled. You've got the fish that you're going to get. Viradra decides to take you back to...
Can't Braxon
Technically-
just
Technically,
Braxton
I
just
caught
command
you,
his...
Lafdul,
No,
from...
because it's tangled. It
right.
didn't tie itself. It's tangled.
Technically,
Right.
I caught him, so I think I'm in the win.
So I've...
I'm
Are
clearly
you telling me I've missed out on... You telling me I've missed out on Braxton's chance to get dragged off in Blodgestone by a flowfish?
These fish are like 2 feet long.
They're only
They're
as
not
long as
gonna
your
pull
foot!
you off.
Or your arm!
All right,
They're not
so
scammers.
yeah, Viradra takes you back to the ship. Lafdul is in a lot of pain. He's kind of
No, I've got spells to heal myself with that I'm
Woozy
probably going to do.
days.
Even though I'll regen, I'll still cast them.
all right.
Are you gonna be okay, Lafdul?
Lafdul's going to start casting spells. He's doing Cure Moderate, and he's going to do Cure Light.
Only,
Right,
we, only our group could almost
Look
get
at the healing
ourselves...
now!
Only our group can almost get ourselves killed using a Horn of Blasting.
Yeah.
After
Who
only
takes-
2 uses.
Who
I think my deity approves of those actions. That's why the healing's so powerful.
who else takes that much damage from a fish?
Just so you know, that was 5d10.
Well, I'm glad. I could have died from that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
29.
Although
You
I
better
think- I
you
think
better
you still
enjoy
took
these fish.
above average. Yeah. I hope you enjoy these fish that you can't cook.
We can't cook them.
Can we make sushi?
Oh yeah, because we can't. Yeah.
You're in the Phlogiston. I mean,
that's what
yeah,
we're
Sushi.
doing anyway.
you could dry them, you could salt them, you could do a lot of things with them, but you just can't cook them.
Hang on, didn't Higgimus get some device for heating up tea or something?
Heat up a metal pan
Yeah.
somehow.
It
Can we-
heats up a kettle.
Yeah.
Can
Can we?
Can we
Can
shove
we-
the fish into the kettle and then
Yeah.
do like that?
The final Higgimus's kettle.
Yeah.
Mm.
We can make like fish soup or something.
Yeah, we could just shove it into the kettle and cook it.
It basically makes the tea warm, not boiling.
Oh. So we'd only
Well,
get
the fish
lukewarm
just can be
fish.
mildly cooked.
We only get lukewarm fish, not cooked fish. Gotcha.
Hang on. Lafdul's got an ice knife, so we could freeze the fish
Yes.
until we get to wild space and then cook them there.
We are in wild
They'll
space.
defrost.
No, you're in
No,
the Fog Zone.
until we get until we get inside the crystal sphere.
Oh god.
That would
We didn't even need
require frequent applications.
Yeah.
This was
Probably will
probably
be packed
the...
to my weapon.
We could, well, I don't know. We could fill up a barrel of water with
You
fish
just
and then
put some
freeze
salt.
it.
Or do we have any
Or
salt?
we could salt the fish. Yeah, salt the fish.
Just brine the fish, salt the fish, whatever. We got enough storage, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely salt it.
We got plenty of salt. We scrape off a whole bunch every time we eat the pork stuff.
Oh, so we could get some free pork and scrape the fish salt off.
Oh yeah, it's extremely salty pork.
Yeah.
You need like double the amount of water.
So, how did you feel about almost dying today, Lafdul?
Yeah, Lafdul doesn't trust Higgimus anymore. You said it was a good idea. It was a terrible idea.
Oh, do you trust me more?
Currently, yeah. I see you were very keen on using lay on hands on me. You know, I'm down to 3 hit points. I'll remember
Oh,
that.
right.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's too
Lay on
late
hands.
now.
He's still got some hit points missing. Lay on hands.
I have to ask for the healing. You know how bad that is.
I
was
don't
a
actively
regen
think
anyway.
about healing. I'm more about combat.
You'll get spells soon, I think.
Yeah, but probably none of the ones I prepare will be healing
Are
spells.
you actually doing this then?
Yeah, I'm using lay on hands on you.
Oh, alright, thank you. Full life again. Very dazed.
Just don't use lay on hands on the fish. So are these fish dead or just unconscious?
Probably dead.
Well, once you get them back to the ship, it's pretty short work to make them dead.
You just smack them.
I mean,
We just
yeah.
stabbed them a few times with daggers and they're
What's
dead.
the point of not
killing them.
doing
Do
it?
we get XP for flowfish?
No.
I think Lafdul will get XP for the sheer chaos factor. My deity's not one of
Do we get
chaos,
XP
it's
for killing
trickery.
the flowfish?
Causing chaos, actually. That's part of my ethos.
Yeah.
Technically,
No,
we
Higgimus
won a
caused the chaos, not me.
Technically, we defeated creatures, so...
I just like the way I got like full healing as if my deity approved. Because when I hear I heal Ockar, it's like, nope.
Well, after that eventful trip,
I will apologize to Lafdul. I didn't think it would do something like
and
Must have been
Higgimus,
because we're
Higgimus
using the Phlogiston.
has pointed out to me that I did actually do that incorrectly. So retroactively, it was a slightly different, slightly non-standard magic item. The cumulative use per cumulative chance per use. It's not supposed to do the damage. It's the cumulative per day chance that is. Oh well.
Really?
Yep.
it
Oh,
must have been
standard,
because of the Phlogiston. That's what I'll chuck it up to. Not that I would know anyway.
I just saw mess with the magic item.
I'm chalking it up to it being a non-standard item.
Oh, there we go. That works too.
It's cumulative per day.
Yeah, there's 2 different chances for it to explode. In other words, if you use it once per day, it has just the standard per use chance.
Oh, right.
If you,
But if you use
use it
multiple
more
times.
than once per day, then each additional time has a chance of it exploding, causing damage.
It's a
Right.
great percent.
So I guess the one we got was made by a wild mage.
Non-standard magical item.
Yep.
I still apologize to Lafdul and feel terribly bad about that.
Yeah, your characters had no idea that could happen.
Lafdul's just taking a day off.
You know what?
Higgimus,
That was.
Higgimus will say he used it twice and it didn't do anything like that.
Yeah,
You know what? That
spells-
was pretty devastating, but it would have hurt enemies in a fight.
Yeah, it hurt me. I almost fainted.
Sorry. At least you'll get better.
Yeah.
Glad you're
And
okay.
at least I was there with a net to catch you.
Yes.
Well, I caught everybody, but still.
Yeah, it took quite a while to extricate the 2 of you and Bjornmolf and the rope and all the fish.
Braxon
How
would have
many
tried
fish
to
did we
get
get?
Behemoth
A
out
dozen.
first.
Good thing I left my weapons and armor on the ship.
You could have gone one with along your lance and tried spearfishing. Just for the
Only
lols,
if
really.
I put the magic ring on the spear first.
No, lance them. Like charge, lance, try and skewer them.
Oh, I thought you were going with javelin throwing at fish.
Well, that's another possibility, I suppose.
I could have done that if I had the ring on there. I just
You
keep
should get
throwing
like
the javelin.
You should get like an axe and just have like a throwing axe that
You
returns to you.
cannot throw a long spear.
Not even if I double-hand it over my head.
12 feet long.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
I guess would a giant be able to throw it?
Well, sure, but that would not. It would be a.
Could Higgimus throw it? He's
Did
big
Higgimus
enough.
throw it?
Higgimus might be able to. I'd have to think about that.
He's
Could
a
we-
large creature. He could throw it.
I don't know. It's still like. I mean, it's 12 feet long. That's long. Like standard spears are usually more like 5-6 feet
So-
long.
True, it is double my height.
Higgimus,
kinda like
how
a
tall
pike.
are you?
My character is 6'2".
Yeah, Higgimus.
Like 8 something.
So the spear is much longer than you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
That
a
would be
pike.
awkward.
Yeah.
It's really awkward.
Although
Yeah.
it's essentially intermediate between a spear and a pike.
Yeah,
You could
8
use it.
foot.
Pikes are more like
yeah.
18 feet long.
You could use it for high jumping.
Yeah, just don't impale yourself on the spiky bit. Or just use the spiky bit into the ground. Then.
Now, getting back to the ship, the crew has quite the chuckle over the experience that Lafdul had. They couldn't hear it, but they could see it. And of course, you know, you're still not untangled by the time the flitter gets back. And it very quickly, the story quickly spreads throughout the crew. Perhaps a combination of Braxon and Varadra telling the crew what happened. Varadra has a big grin on her face the entire time. Other than the fact that, you know, you got injured, Lafdul, she feels bad about that, but other than that, it was pretty funny.
It'd be a lot less funny if it did full 50 damage.
Yeah.
That would have
That's a
been
good
really
point.
unlucky. So, so the crew have taken to basically joking that to keep all the music instruments away from Lafdul.
Oh.
All musical instruments explode once they touch his lips.
They don't they jokingly say that
Oh.
you know, if
They're
someone were
tempting me
to let him play a lyre, all the strings would snap and whip out and slice into people's flesh and stuff like that.
I'm going to cast Music of the Spheres on one of the crew members that's the most vocal about this the next day.
That just kind of like makes him mesmerized by the music, right?
Yeah, it's like Lafdul can do nice music. Listen.
And then you snap all the strings.
Hey, Lafdul, look at it this way. At least there's not as much crew to tease you about that.
Look at it this way, Lafdul. At least you weren't a bard.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be horrible for reputation.
Actually, if he were a bard,
Ooh.
there would have only been a 2% chance of it exploding. I would have rolled a 4, and it wouldn't have exploded.
Well, Lafdul couldn't be a bard anyway because he's an elf, not half elf.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
Poor
the crew has quite the laugh at Lafdul's expense.
Mm.
So do I.
I lost the horn.
Well, it's always gotta be funny when something like that happens and nobody dies.
Oh well.
Well, look
That's
at it this
awful.
way. Yeah, you had a faulty horn, and Lafdul found the fault for you.
Yeah.
Well, afterwards, a fault finder.
Apparently so.
Troubleshooter.
Apparently so.
Hope you guys enjoy the
Now we
fish.
just gotta place him on a planet and see if he finds the fault line.
Ugh.
Which tastes better, the fish or that
You're actually eating the
food
fish?
stuff? I am not.
Well, so after it gets
Fish is fresh.
suitably dried, whoever, like the ship's cook, one of the members of the crew, decides to put some of the fish into the porridge that's made here in the phlogiston with that. And
Ooh.
the crew is very pleased. They compliment him on the tastiness of it. It's fantastic.
I'm glad they like it.
I wonder if they name it after Lafdul.
Yes, they call it the Lafdul surprise.
I'd call it the Well, let's hope there isn't any chunks of horn of blasting in any of those fish.
No, the cook, the ship's cook, is very good about cleaning the food that you get.
Taking out all the little pieces of the horn that
Probably bits of
fractured away
Lafdul.
when it exploded.
All right. Well, with that, the trip kind of returns to normal after a few days. The ribbing, a little
Was
bit
that
less
crushing
ribbing
damage?
day by day kind of thing until it's just like, 1 or 2 jokes, nudges per day.
Oh, I don't mind, honestly. I'm all about having fun. So.
Yeah, and they're all about having fun at your expense.
Yeah, no.
We need to get another horn of blasting.
Yes, good luck with that. So you continue on. Another week passes. It has been 30 days in the phlogiston now. Braxon, give me another...
Oh. 30 days, my good berries. Yep.
It's
Roll the d20.
whole point time.
Yep.
After I have some.
You were kind of breaking up there.
Yeah, you were constantly breaking up.
After this, I have something.
Okay. All right, you get another
Right.
whole point repaired.
Woohoo!
Almost there.
All right, Higgimus.
Higgimus is wants to have some tea.
Okay. Is this the first time that you're actually using your T device?
No, it's
No,
the
it's
second
the
time.
second.
Second time. Okay.
Yep.
Right. So the chance of it blowing up are...
It's probably commutative.
To your surprise,
no.
the tea is hotter than normal this time. It is almost as hot as you would want it to be in wild space. It feels really good to be sitting there drinking this tea.
Good.
However, afterwards, some of the crew are clutching their heads and saying, "Captain, did you really have to use that again? It's so loud."
Oh, yes, I did.
Yes,
have
he
to.
did.
You could always request Lafdul services to make it silent.
Just put a dagger with the silent spell on it in the room.
No, he charged.
One of the
Higgimus.
crew overhears that and leads him off into saying, "Oh, so you're suggesting we make it explode too?"
I was gonna silence it. Explode's another interpretation, I suppose.
I'll remember that for next time, but I'll be sated this time.
Okay.
I'm gonna be rolling for my good berries because that's gonna be coming up.
Alright.
So I'm gonna be.
I think that is Higgimus' favorite device in the entire ship.
It is.
And I'll be going towards the figures.
He will be sitting on his garden deck, I guess is what it would be called.
Okay.
And then a
Sipping
giant
his tea.
scaver comes by and eats them.
While
Oh my goodness.
Lafdul collects berries from out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask Lafdul, do you want some tea? It's nice and
Sure.
hot.
I don't mind tea. I quite like tea.
Yep.
In this character.
Okay. You have some tea. You reminisce about old times with a horn that was kind of neat before Lafdul blew it up.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad I didn't really get any really good uses out of it.
What, you mean at my expense wasn't a good use?
That was a
I
pretty
mean,
good
like-
use,
I mean,
in my
I've
opinion.
heard talk about various officers, they thought that was a good use.
Well, I mean, like, it didn't work as intended on
No.
all 3 accounts that I tried to use it.
Many spells don't work on you as well.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Well, what's done is done. Say la vie. So another week passes. 37th day in the phlogiston, continuing on towards winter space. Braxon,
Mhm.
you're up
Oh,
for
yeah,
another
yeah.
roll.
Here we go.
Question.
Yep.
Do we actually notice that the food is losing its efficiency?
It's not losing its efficiency yet.
Okay.
You said 5 months.
Oh, that worked.
Yep. You have repaired another hull point.
4 more to go.
So the trip is continuing on. It's still not particularly eventful. It is a long and relatively boring trip in the Phlogiston, other than, Lafdul blowing things up. So
Lafdul's the center of attention.
he
Always.
well, he was. 2 weeks have
tries
now
not to be.
passed, so it's gotten old now for a lot of them. So 44th day, Braxon, go ahead and give me another
44th day.
another check.
Already?
Not many encounters, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
it's the empty
Braxon's
Phlogiston.
having encounters. Braxon's having encounters with hammers.
Hammer and nail, hammer and nail.
All right,
Just.
that's another hull point repaired.
How many do we have left?
3.
I'm refreshing my herbalism kits as well. I'm supposed to have done that ages ago, but
Alright.
doesn't matter.
That'll be one of the few times where we've had a ship at full hull points,
Well,
I imagine.
I shouldn't put the mockers on it, but if I have a bad roll, I think we still have enough wood left to fix the ship up.
Well, let's see how it goes.
If you have a bad roll, but what if you have 4
Yeah.
bad rolls?
If I've built 4 bad rolls, that's too bad.
Then we're out of wood and have to go searching for wood in the Phlogiston.
Yeah, but if we find a wrecked ship in the Phlogiston, we can just strip it.
Yeah, think
As
about how many
my-
encounters you've had so far, and think about getting finding a wrecked ship.
You know, one of those ones with a few skeletons on.
I mean, if it doesn't get repaired the last 3 hull points, that's fine.
Did you have
Imagine
a
at least a few of those
question?
will get fixed.
Lafdul?
No, it'll be after,
Okay.
towards the end. I just remembered something else.
So, onwards to glory.
All right, another week passes. 51st day in the Phlogiston on this trip. You can go ahead and make another check there, Braxon.
No more flowfish yet.
Nope.
Oh,
51st.
One!
Oh no!
I'm glad I
Okay,
got rid
that's
of the
good.
one.
You had a
Yeah, one's
good week, and it turned out the damage was actually not as bad as it appeared. You repair 2 hull points.
Wait, for 1 lot of wood?
Yep.
Yes!
Oh, that's good.
Good job.
I didn't even know that could happen.
I did not by the rules. I just decided that. I mean, a natural
Yeah.
1 is a
It's a-
critical success. Sometimes it might get you something good.
Yeah.
It won't always.
Higgimus
Don't-
will
don't assume that this is going to happen every time you get a 1.
Enjoy his benevolence.
Higgimus will point out that you've been getting better, Braxon.
Oh, well, I think that was. I think I just misjudged the amount of damage. There was so much damage on the ship. I thought this section here needed pulling out, but after I pulled out the section next to it, I saw there was less damage than I thought there was originally.
Well, good job. Being efficient. That's good.
So, okay then.
Being a fish ant.
Fish ant.
Oh, man.
Near the end of... Hold on a second, let me make a quick note of something.
Oh, no.
So near the end of the 57th day, it's about an hour before shift change, so pretty much everyone is going to be up and about. If you would normally be wearing armor, then you would.
Yeah, Braxon would be on duty.
A member of the deck crew cries out in pain, and you hear another one scream out, "Flow fiends, get below deck!"
Wait, what?
Owls, trolls.
I don't know, but Braxton's going to get above deck. While people are going
we've
below
fought
deck.
them before. We have
I'm
to
gonna
kill them
get
with fire or acid.
So,
I'm gonna get above deck with my long spear out.
This is second shift, so Yeldan, Braxon, and Lafdul are
You said it
would
was
be on
between the
duty.
shifts.
It was near the end
Second.
of second shift.
Oh.
So everyone is awake. I'm assuming that like the first 2 hours of a shift and the last 2 hours of a shift is when everyone's awake, and the 8 hours
Okay.
in between is when people are sleeping. Just for
Sounds good.
ease of use.
Yeah.
So Yeldan, Braxon, Lafdul would be on duty with Nemariel on the helm. Yeldan, I basically said that he would be lookout, so he's going to be up on deck. Braxon, would you have been like out on deck doing, working on repairs and stuff like that?
Yeah, Braxton would have his armor on when he's on duty, though.
He would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we've been attacked by
no, I was
skeletons
just double
before.
checking to make sure that I heard what I thought I heard. So yes, you do see extremely muscular, four-armed humanoids swimming up on, clawing their way up onto the deck. One of them had grabbed a crew member and tossed him overboard. Lafdul, would you be down below decks or up on deck?
He'll be on deck. He'll be on lookout as well.
Okay.
Braxton's going to call out the command for the...
Yeah, hold on. There aren't going to be any actions. We're at the end of the session anyway, so we're going to be starting with this. So, Lafdul, would you be up on the observation deck, the surveillance deck?
It'd be opposite to Yeldan to cover as much sight as possible.
Okay. Ockar, you would be in your quarters probably. Braxon, go ahead and put yourself where you would be. Lafdul, you can put yourself where you would be. I'll put Yeldan up.
I'm seeing the flow map.
Yeah, we're on a flow map.
Forgot to pull you over. My bad.
Not that big a deal.
Hold on a second. I need to clear out some of these maps that we were done with. Alright, so go ahead and put yourself where you would be.
Is there anywhere specific that's still got damage, Ald?
It's not specific.
Okay, then I think Braxton would be on the command deck.
Okay.
Because I think that's where the captain or first officer would be. For like commands.
Okay.
I'm not sure where the opposite of Yeldan would be, other than the command deck.
Well, he's up on the surveillance deck.
Oh, I guess I'll be looking out in the opposite direction.
Okay.
So, where was the crewman who went overboard?
Alright, Braxon, that was basically to your back right. Let me go ahead and reveal the creatures that will be coming up, and we'll be rolling for initiative next session. So there are two down by you, Braxon, and there are two climbing up by Yeldan and Lafdul.
Good luck, you guys!
Right.
Alright, so when we come back next session, the party's going to have a little bit of a fight on their hands.
So I can't even say what Braxton would have ordered.
No. The crew knows that they can't do much against these things, so they're following the previous suggestions of getting below deck and leaving it to you guys.
Yeah.
XP?
Yep, that's coming. Just a second.
Well, I was just going to say that Braxton would shout man overboard and stop the ship.
All right, that's fair enough.
Because he wouldn't want the crewman... I mean, they might eat the crewman, but he wouldn't want the crewman to disappear 1,000 miles behind us. I'd still not be able to get the guy.
You might be able to, you might not, but we shall see next time. All right, so experience points. Everyone is going to get 300 experience points, except for Higgimus and Lafdul, who will get 800 experience points.
Oh.
800?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. What was that for?
Blowing up a horn in your face.
Oh.
Which I had a great pleasure at, so,
Okay.
I rewarded you for amusing me.
Would that be for my mischiefmaker or for both?
That's for both. Split between.
Right.
So, I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank everyone out there for watching, and I believe Farron resubbed during the stream, so thank you again for that. I really appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. And when we come back next session, more Flow Fiends for the party to fight. It's always fun. See you next time, everyone.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks for having us.